a little bit nicer.
Good quality.
Yeah.
You can see the pores in their face.
Yeah.
You know,
Bring
so-
on the ugly guests.
Yeah. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that have changed over time.
Yeah.
That have like made things drastically
Oh my
easier.
God, so much easier.
To be on the internet, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's almost like it's like too ease of access.
Yeah.
For some people, because some people do not need to be on the.
Well,
on the
man,
internet,
what's that?
man.
What's that meme? Not everybody should have a podcast. Like,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. most
Like
definitely, man.
I thought about that for the longest time when
Mm.
I started this, because I was like, you know, who am I going to talk to? What am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
But then I kind of found, especially in Melbourne, there was a space that existed. There was a gap, so to speak, of that type of content about people that the podcast has always been and always will be about the realm of cars.
Yeah.
So then it won't vary too much from that. There'll be people that are, you know, either photographers. I'm hoping to have some really well-known photographers on, and other content creators and people, Archie, for example, and things like that. We were meant to do one that didn't work out because he had to fly out literally within hours. And like, we're not going to make it. I don't want to rush it. Like, and I don't want to do them on Zoom because Archie's like, hey, why don't we do it on Zoom? I'm like, no. If it's not in person, it's not happening. I'm not interested.
It's a little, it's weird.
Mm.
It's weird.
No one wants
like
to
a
watch
video.
a Zoom call. Do you know what I mean?
It's like you're watching a scary movie that's on a Zoom call. It's a million times more boring when you see them in person. So it's like,
and I think that there's more to be had. There's more to read between people, and you don't have latency.
Yeah, because then you got the tone difference. You've got the energy and body language and stuff like that. Like like over a phone call, that's just like how stuff gets misconstrued, and you have like, you know, people will like read a text message wrong, and they'll, you know, they say something, and it's like you didn't hear it right because you didn't see their expression. Yeah, stuff like that, man. It's all over the place.
So that's where, like, with our with the podcast, it's kind of always tried to be around people that are in the space in some way, shape, or form involved, or have some sort of input or influence in the space, because obviously Melbourne is totally different from Japan, and that's like a whole conversation in itself. But I was like, you know what, it's a good opportunity. A lot of the time, before the move, people are like, oh, what about the podcast? I'm like, yeah, I'll just keep doing it there. Like, there's enough. There's enough.
Nothing has to stop you.
Nothing has to stop. No, and I enjoy, honestly, like we were saying off camera, is like I really enjoy making content. Like I do enjoy it. Like we kind of discussed, it's not my cup of tea making the type of content that is popular or engaging.
That's the hard thing, man. It's hard to, you have to definitely build your crowd. Even with like my stuff, like granted, like a lot of the stuff that I do as far as like on the side is so far left of like what my whole buildup of page is, you know? So like when I put stuff, like I have a special channel for people who like support all of my side stuff, and you know, there's like 400 people in there or whatever.
Cool.
But it's like, man, those are really people that like,
that's 400
whatever I do, man, like
they're cheering for you.
Yeah, they'll follow whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the best too, because
So
it's like put 400 people in a room and you realize how many people that actually is.
Man, like they wouldn't fit
fit in here.
Yeah,
You can't get them in the
it's
house.
Like, you know, like I think but a lot of people like how do I put it? They like overcompensate on the affectability of a minimal amount of people.
Yeah.
Because like there's people, you know, you've got people who have millions of followers and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Does it come with its perks? Yes.
100%.
But you have a million of people that'll see your stuff, scroll straight past it.
Yeah.
And then you've got, you know, realistically, so on Instagram, I think I'm at like 107,000.
Yeah.
Consistently, I think my reels and posts see like anywhere from like 25 to like 30,000, all the way down to like 5,000 sometimes. Yeah. So it's like, you know, the amount of followers that you have means absolutely nothing if the people that follow you
low value.
Yeah, don't
low
have
value.
a full support.
We have spoken about it quite a bit, even with the last one that I did with Simon before I took off, and we were talking about the follower count that we have. And again, like having you on is not obviously the reason that I've had you on is because I find your situation interesting as to how you evolved with your own personal brand, and then how you continue to do that even though you're not one of these people that are actually relying on that as an income. You're kind of just doing that as a thing that you enjoy, which has obviously gained some traction. It's obviously a thing that's significant. 107,000 people or whatever it is. Again, I always said, like, imagine 107,000 people in whatever bald eagles measurement you want, a football field. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a full stadium.
Full stadium. Dude, there you go. Full stadium. There you go.
That's a stadium of people watching
that's right.
what you do. So it's like,
and whether or not they're following you for whatever reason, they're following you, right? And they haven't left. So that's kind of more of the reason why that, you know, obviously wanting to have a discussion about out of my own curiosity, and then I'm sure people want to know about what, like, because I think, you know, people have, like, you know, large scale influencers, micro influencers, macro. It's like, it's just the person.
Yeah.
And so with our follower count in Australia, like, I think we're 3,800 or something like that.
Yeah. And that's
but 90% of them, 90% of them are in Melbourne, or let's say 70% of them are in Melbourne, and then the rest are in different states. So Australia's massive. But in saying that, like, you know, having followers all around the country, and then having a huge following here, like, in terms of, when I say huge, I mean as in at least a couple of hundred people here. Then obviously bless the American military and how many guys we've got out of Yokosuka, Zama, Okinawa.
You've got all the people that they travel, and it's kind of like, you know, they have wherever they are. They go to travel and they're like, oh, well, do you know this person? Oh, this person. And then it becomes a mutual.
It becomes a thing. It spreads.
You know, it spreads.
So we're happy with the amount that we have. And like, obviously we'd always want more, but we've always been, you know, quality over quantity.
You got to be very content with what you do have and take that in. I feel like people are so suppressed and like, oh, well, like, I don't have enough. I'm not where I'm at. Like, you don't give it the time, or you're not pushing what you know that you can do to gain what you're wanting.
Correct.
So like, and it takes time, and it's not like a, you know, people think that, like, don't get me wrong, it happens. It's just like one hit wonders with music, right? You know, you get something and it blows up. You know, there's definitely people that have it like that, but at the same time, it's a time building thing, man.
100%.
Like, there's, you know, to run a mile, you start at the beginning.
100%.
It's slow. It's
one step at a time.
You build it to make it faster.
There is, like you said, some people that hit, you know, like the hot tar girl, she just took off. Do you know what I mean? Like, made her own meme and everything. Like, that's crazy, right? So then when you think about, say, for example, one of the keen examples, a mutual keen example would be Yuji's video with the gutter scrape in the port. It's like, that's just millions upon millions upon
Everyone
millions.
knows that.
Correct.
So sometimes, like, if I'm bored, I'll play the game CarX.
Right? Yeah.
Man, they put OI Wharf map on that game, and I'll tell you, any lobby that you join, there's gonna be somebody with the Cresto with the livery that's put into the game that someone made.
Someone's gone to the
with his shit on there.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, dude, it was popular enough to get that.
And
it was like,
crazy,
man. Like, I'm nowhere near that, but also I think it also comes into, like, having a car that's really notable. Yeah,
for sure.
Like, for him, for Yuji, when his car was just all black, it was kind of like
an all black Cresta.
It's an all black Cresta. Anybody could have an all black Cresta and be like, oh well, it's this one. Okay, well, how would you know that? Once he added his livery, that, like,
skyrocketed,
set it off. Because it was like, oh, bro, this livery is fire. It makes the car so much better. And I feel like a lot of people tend to, like, kind of forget about that. Like, for me, in my sense, right? So another reason that I created, like, my whole James 1 Jay-Z brand of stuff and stickers and all that stuff like that, it really wasn't like, it wasn't in sense to, like, sell it or like promote it or anything like that. Like, all of my stickers, I pay for them out of my pocket. And I give them away. Like, I have, like, you know, if I'm shipping them and stuff like that, like, I'll sell them in that sense, because it's like whatever. But you know, I'm not trying to, like, scam people out of money for no reason. It's like, it's a love for the game type of thing. So it's like, with my stickers and stuff like that, like, I buy, like, a couple hundred, spend whatever on it, and then get them shipped to me, and then I give them out. If people, like, know me, or, like, the reason, like, back to what I said, like, making my brand and stuff like that, like, this hoodie, I made it with the intent of just having one.
Yeah.
And like, it was because, like I said, with the stable car like UG's and stuff like that, when you go anywhere, everyone knows.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone knows who that is.
Man, they didn't leave him alone. There was probably there was about 10 to 15 Russian dudes that were hassling him, dude, at Dori Dore. It was, he could not move. Like, they were just everywhere. And they'd obviously been heavily drinking.
Yeah.
And they were just like, they did not leave him alone. Like, for hours. And you could tell that he was like, kind of need to get out of this situation. But he couldn't. Obviously, Japanese people are very polite. And then after hours and hours and hours, he was finally like, yeah, all right, I'll take you out. And he took him for a couple of passenger laps. But that's the thing. Like, it also, not to say that he's a victim of his own success or anything, but it's like, that's going to happen when you're recognizable. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, that's a little bit of a balance too, right? Because that obviously had a lot to do with the people and him, as opposed, like, not everyone's going to be like that with him. But as you were saying, you know, it's like you build a personal brand that people can recognize.
Yeah. So like when I made the hoodie, man, it's like I made it so that it in a way kind of gives me a face when I'm out and about.
For sure.
Because like people, like, they'll look at me and then they'll read my hoodie and they're like, James?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah,
that's me.
And then like, because they'll see my car at an event or something.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, you know, White Cresta. Like, it's not like a crazy standout car. It's really not.
It's a White Cresta.
It's a White Cresta, man. There's tons of them.
There was one at Dori Dore, and I was like, I swear that looks like James's car.
Like, when I went to the Flex Outlaws.
Yep.
You know, it was pretty much a JZX meeting.
Yeah,
realistically,
that's what it looked like.
And you know, there was like 4 other White Crestas, and like I let my friend go out for a lap. Man, I couldn't even locate my car because I was like, oh, here he comes. I was like, that's not my car. I was like, holy crap! Like, it's similar, like as similar as they look. It's like, you know, for the stuff that I do, and past whatever, like, it's definitely nice to not have a crazy recognizable car in that sense, but stuff like that, but.
Yeah,
man, you want one because you want people to like kind of
understand.
Like, you definitely want to build like that that backing that's like, holy crap, like everyone knows who that is. Like, stuff like that. But at the same time, like, I think that it's kind of like that people want fame until they have it type of
100%.
Like, I really don't feel like, sometimes I go somewhere and I'm not in the mood to talk to people, and I'm like, man, I do not feel like having a bunch of people come up and like, oh my god, hey, like. And not to say like I'm in any way big enough for that to happen.
No, but like, eventually, if what you're doing, ends up being what you want it to be, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, because it's a byproduct of being a recognizable image online. To doing that, like even with the very slow starting of our brand in Melbourne, like we would go to every car show, and you know, to this day, like actually, ironically, there's a big one on. What's today? Friday. So tomorrow, which is called Status in Melbourne, and that's a big sort of. It's almost like, well, big for them, but you know, think of more like sort of Wakefest. Okay. So it's a real stancy sort of show.
Yeah, real stance show.
So then that's probably one of the bigger ones in Melbourne, and that's happening. That's happening over the weekend, and we would go to these events. Like we would go to these events consistently, and then we'd post up on the story. Hey, we're going to be here. We're going to be wearing this. Come and say hello. And as you would imagine, for the first couple of years, no one ever said hello. No one ever came and said hello. And then eventually you kind of start building this rapport with certain people, and then you say, hey, we're going to be here. And, I'd like to meet you. And then like have 10 people that are like, yeah, we'll see you there. I can't wait. And then one person will come and say hello. And so then over time, eventually, then you're walking into events. It's a recognizable thing. Myself a little bit more so because I've done more work in front of the camera. But my business partner, Simon, which I don't think you met him when you came out here.
I don't think so. No,
because we were here last year with a big group of.
I don't think I did. No,
I don't know why we didn't meet up with you. I think it was some sort of a timing thing.
Yeah, either that or my car might have been down.
Your car was down.
Yeah. I think it was.
That's
it
right.
was still in the shop.
That's
I think I had. I don't know if I had if I was doing the transmission or what was wrong with it. I actually think I had. No. Hold on. Let me see. That might have been like when I was putting all the new parts in it.
It was March 2024.
2024, then that's when I blew my transmission up. So.
That'll happen. It happens, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
But that's the thing. Like we were eventually became recognizable enough that people would come and say hello and whatever. And it's a nice feeling when people want to come and chat. I think for us and our in all of this work and the energy, like obviously we were talking a little bit off camera about what you have to do in order for it to be worthwhile. But that's just what you got to do. It's part of it. We spoke with I had Chris on a couple of weeks ago, who's interesting character actually. He's Italian Australian dude, grew up there, full blown Australian upbringing, but just decided at 14 to start learning Japanese. And so he's full blown fluent in Japanese, N1 level, can talk to the Prime Minister, unbelievable. And he ended up marrying. He got engaged the day before we did our podcast. And he drove 4 hours from Tochigi to come and shoot the podcast. But we had him on, and we were talking about how he's like, man, this day and age, you have to do everything. If you want to run a brand or you want to run a business, I think now there's such a blurred line between business and a brand. And so this is where, like I was saying beforehand, that now I have to kind of, as a personal brand, Charlie RSR, branch off from the brand. So then some of the experiences and things that I've gone through with this move are going to be in a separate space, because people want to see wheels and cars, right? They don't want to see not everybody wants to see what the move was like, how hard it was, how to connect your gas. And they're not going to be interested in that.
You have to have that split of platform.
You got to split it. Yeah. So and the crazy thing is that's what you got to do, because you don't want to over create, which is also a thing, because you can also overdo it. Where you're flooding.
So I think with what you're doing and stuff like that, I think honestly a really good move would, if you are going to separate the platforms and stuff like that, it's literally going to be the graph of it splits and merges,
then eventually it'll
back
merge
together.
Correct.
Because like you said, the 10 reasons why, here's why I moved to Japan. I took a shot and I moved from Australia to Japan to start a business. Boom. That's the immediate
hook.
Slow start to ravel them back together, because then you'd be like, oh, well, I moved to Japan and I started a wheel business. I started fixing wheels. Here in Japan, I had all the things I had to do to start this business. Boom. And now you're branching. You're branching your brand and your business together. So you've got the likes of yourself that turn into the likes of your business that come together. So people understand what type of character the business is ran from.
Correct.
So
100% true.
I think it'll honestly be really good, but it is going to be a lot of tedious. It's going to be a shit ton of tedious doing what you don't want to do stuff. So it's definitely like that. So
So how did you? I guess the question is, how did? Obviously, this is now a accumulation or a crescendo of how this has all happened to you, and now you have really rolled with the punches with everything that's happened to you. We're obviously friends off camera. And we're not going to go into that, but you've had your own personal challenges. Everybody has personal challenges. You've had your own personal challenges, and you've moved with what you've got, because from memory, you started off doing because obviously you were big in the sport bike scene. Before any of this.
Honestly, man, it was kind of so when I came from California, riding sport bikes, it was it was more so a fun passion time. It started off with me and my friends just using our phones and recording each other on our bikes, man. And then I started to get a little better with doing little edits here and there, and my edits were horrible. But it was at the time where that whole sport bike fanatic craze trend started coming up, and using this specific sound with a bike edit, and it was kind of just
trending audio.
It was trending audios and stuff like that, and it was just put that over you riding your bike and swerving around the road a little bit, or riding fast, and that was kind of a blow up from there. And then I think I think when I had got thank you.
It's thirsty work. Podcast is thirsty work. Okay, sorry, go on.
I think when I moved here, I think I was around 17K.
Wow.
But
huge.
The thing is like I said, even now, I don't show my face that for obvious reasons and stuff like that. So, I do and I don't.
Selectively.
It's selective
Yeah,
for sure. It's a minimal amount, but if you know me, you know me.
Yeah.
And then kind of like just pushes on from there. But no, man, I never really wanted to be a face. I kind of just wanted, it was like kind of just to bring people to show what I like to do. And then I think like there's bits and times where I'm like, damn, sometimes I really do wish like people didn't just know me as a car, or know me as a bike and stuff like that. Sure, and it was kind of like, with the bike stuff, it was really like I didn't have I had a following, but it was just from the videos. It was just from like the stuff that I was posting. And then I moved out here, and when I was doing that move over, I had like kind of put it out on my page. I'm like, hey, like I'm done with bikes. I'm moving to Japan.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna start doing car stuff. I was like, if you guys support me, come along. Then hey, just stay on the page, whatever. I'll start posting more car stuff. And I was like, if you don't and you don't care to see car stuff, I was like, you can very much so feel free to unfollow me. I was like, I've never
not here for your entertainment.
In a way, I say that. I think when I really started, my page wasn't for personal like
gain
use. It was like I was filming stuff to, I guess the reason I came a creator, I guess as you would put it in sense, it was kind of like I was using other people's stuff and it like ended up blowing up on my page. So like I think like when I started, I was just filming cars at Daikoku. You had the Bozuzoku cars and stuff like that, and these big flashy cars, and I was just filming other stuff. And then I think like I bought my Cresta, and started to move on from there. And I was like, man, like I want stuff for my car. And I was like, but my car is kind of trash right now. Started trying to, I started trying to talk to businesses and stuff and trying to like work with them, and I think I forgot what company it was, man. I was talking to them and they were like, we would work with you. You have a solid page, but it's not what it's not what we're looking for, because we don't want to sponsor a, like almost like a car display page. Like they were like, we want it to be like something that people can consume and relate to. Like Correct. You got to be a relatable person.
Yeah.
And, I was like, it kind of like caught me. I was like, damn, I was like, this whole time, like I've been filming and stuff like that, I thought it was like, kind of just to build a page or whatever,
that
and like
that I
value. That I could like use for, I guess in a sense of like a selfish gain. So it was kind of like that. And I hate that I hate it that I started like that. And that was kind of like what it was for. But then I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna actually start to like get behind the wheel of the car and really like get into this. I was like, because I've always wanted to drift. I've always wanted, I always wanted to do all that stuff. And man, and I remember when I couldn't even do donuts, man. I was like, I was trash at driving in general. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Went to like my first event, which was all the way in at Goonside, but on the skid pad.
Yeah.
And man, couldn't donut around a cone. So it was like, I had no idea what I was doing, but then I hopped in a car. And I give people tips on like, if they're starting drifting, like how to start.
Yeah.
Man, get in the car with somebody that's better than you.
Yeah, 100%. As anything is.
As anything. You watch someone that's better than you, you're going to learn
a lot
just by watching.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think like a lot of people take that for granted because they're like, oh, well, I want to start, but I don't know where to start. Get into
a car
get not even just a car, but in anything you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Get with somebody who knows what they're doing and watch how they do it.
Correct.
And learn.
Correct.
And fill yourself with the information.
100%.
And get better. Once I did that, I was like, okay, well, that's how they pull the e-brake when they go into this initiation.
Yeah.
Get on the gas when they're at this certain time. I think I did that one event with not going on track and just doing donuts and figure eights. I was like, man, I hate this. I was like, I just want to go out and do it.
Yeah.
I said, screw it. And I went out on track course and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just run the track and see how it goes.
Happens.
Yeah, I had me and my friend. Luckily at the time, you met him, Sam.
Oh yeah,
me and him went to an event, and man, it was just from there. I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm never gonna do donuts on a
in a skid pad again.
Yeah, I was like, so, and then I like flooded myself with it, and it became addiction, man.
Yeah.
So it's like my amount of seat time in 3 years is like
through the roof
with like anything when it comes to like anything track, street, anything like that. My amount of seat time, I would say, is probably more than some people get in like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So it's like I drove a lot.
But you have to.
Yeah, and
nothing's better for your car than seat time.
Yeah. And so I started getting better and better and better and started posting my own stuff. And that's kind of like when like stuff started to kind of separate myself to become my own brand.
Yeah.
Instead of like Le Carpace. Because I think like what you said, like with Yuji, right? So he's super recognizable. Man, I think one of like my very first videos to ever blow up was of Yuji. And this is when Yuji had like, I think like maybe 2,000 followers. And the video ended up getting like, I think there's like 3 videos on my account right now still. They're in like past 4 million.
Yeah.
I think like the most is like 14.9 million on that one.
Crazy.
And from there, I just like seeing him start.
Yes,
blew up, skyrocketed. It was like everyone's like, "Oh, well, who is this car?"
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So, yeah, man,
that's how it's happened in the past
for sure.
That's what's happened in the past with recognizable and famous drifters of today that are now obviously more professional, or personalities on the street that were known really, really well back in the days before social media.
Yeah.
And these guys have this massive decade upon decade long sort of exposure in the space. So people know that, throughout the time, there's always been these particular personalities that are in there, but they didn't have 14.5 million views on Instagram or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
it was just from like, man, have you heard about this?
Yeah, have you seen?
And then Chinese whispers would go here, and here. And then by the time it gets there, it's like, oh, this guy did a backwards entry, like jumping over a donkey or something like that. So it ends up becoming like this thing that is by the end of it really well over the top exaggerated. But, people were finding out about it. And then by the time people met, they would kind of be like, oh, this is that really recognizable street drifter and whatever. Versus now with social media, it can really, really, really fast track that, with these videos of YouTube or whatever.
It can jump you to the top in like a day.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with the internet, man. It's crazy. It's just like back then, it's just like with everything, with every trend and everything like that. Like when YouTube first started, YouTube was the thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Like it was like, I think my friend Chris with the S13.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he goes back to this drifting video. I forget who it is, but they're in a black S13 and they're doing like a brand drift shoot.
Right.
And it was from like, I think like 11, 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
And man, he goes back to that video all the time. He's like, yo, this is what
one that
got me started. And I was like, it's crazy that, you get into this world of driving and it's like, you see how so many people have so many different routes of like what really got them
to go
to start that point that like got their interest, that was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's crazy how like just one person can influentially build
a whole personality,
different people.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like it's stuff like that.
It is. It's huge, man, because people will underestimate how much of an impact they have when they, they create something. It might be a small video. It could be, like we were saying before, 10 reasons why I moved to Japan, blah, blah, blah. And that could be very much the video that influences what you do. Naturally, for me to make this move to come to Japan was huge, and you want to get as much opinions on it as you can. And obviously I'd visited a bunch. Obviously I was here like 2-3 times a year. So I was coming here a bunch, but in saying that, you then eventually make the decision that you go, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and this is how I'm gonna do it. But you don't just do that this day and age. Nobody makes decisions like that, major decisions for that case.
Just to jump.
Just to jump. Yeah, they will. People will go through a process. They will think about it. They will lament it. They'll this. They'll that. And then, for example, you'll get to the point where you go, you know what, I watched this one video and that's the one that did it.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that you think it's just a small little thing, that small little thing can change someone's life entirely.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was people that, okay, in a different level, you think of the likes of Keisha Tsuchiya, you think of the like of you know, Arito and all of these personalities, not, you know, any of them, literally any of them, regardless of whether or not they were professional, they weren't professional, they just had some sort of influence in some way.
Yeah.
Okay, those were professional productions.
Right.
Before social media. They influenced generations.
Yeah.
Like myself.
And
the next generation. That's influencing generations. You can have one video, like Yuji's video, that influences as much as a generation. And it's literally like, what is it, like a 5-second clip? It's just this wild backwards entry.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's it. That's all it takes. 14 million people want to see that. That's like probably greater than the population of Micronesia. Like, do you know what I mean? That's a lot of people that have seen one 5-second clip.
Yeah.
So then whether or not half of those are repeats or a third of them are repeats, it does not matter. The fact of the matter is, like you said, Chris had that video that he goes back to. I remember my, I guess my love for JZXs came, like it began really strongly, probably 13, 14 years ago, because I'm sure this video is still on YouTube, by one video which is called JZX Backroad Blasting. And it's just some dude, I'm pretty sure he's in the UK somewhere, and he's just put a microphone in his engine bay, and it's just him from a POV point, like POV, just driving his chaser in the back roads with a camera under the intake. So it's just absolute turbo flutter style of it. And it sounds unbelievable because 1J sound unbelievable. And so I remember watching that video and going, man, imagine you could just do that whenever you want. Like you can just drive that car and just feel that whenever you want. And I was like, man, I want a chaser. And back then they were like, you know, $7,000 to $14,000 before they became what they are now, which is deep sigh, deep sigh.
We can get into that in a second.
But that's what it is. You know, it is wild. And the choice that I made, which again is still off camera, people are going to, hopefully I build some anticipation by never telling people what I've actually bought. But the reason that I bought the car that I bought, obviously it segues from the 1J conversation, so people have to figure out what it is from there. But I mean, I was watching the values of these things before I came here, and I'm like, I'm probably going to buy one of those. And I was like, whatever. It was worth it because, like we were discussing earlier, I wanted something that was going to be standout. I absolutely adore this car for the reason that people might not adore this car, and I wanted something that was going to be standout-ish.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? When I get it, there's a certain type that I want to get, and I'm probably going to do a street livery with Archie.
Okay.
Because I want it to be something that, like you said earlier, is like, oh, that's that guy. That belongs to that brand. Not because I want or I'm craving the attention when I go to an event. No, I just want it to be a recognizable figure in a sea of very recognizable cars.
Yeah.
Like now, as you know, part of the double-edged sword at the moment that Japan's going through in the car space is these car tours and car rentals. Because they are both simultaneously good for the people that are doing it, but simultaneously bad if too many people are doing it.
Yeah.
Just like anything.
Yeah, man. It's, oh, God.
Yeah.
So, as far as it goes, like, man, that's... Streeting, I think, is completely separate from the tour stuff and
of
stuff
course,
like that.
100%. Yeah.
But, man,
yeah,
that's now why Daikoku is ruined. This is a hot take. So
no, but it is. It's facts. It is the reality.
It is the main and specific reason. Social media alone, but people taking advantage of, like, not just people. Okay, doing tours, one or two, or a couple every now and then, whatever, and bring people there, show them whatever.
Yeah. Everyone deserves to have.
I'm not saying like cut my hand off, like I haven't done a couple before or anything like that. So it's nothing like that. But I think the people that turn it into a business to profit off of what Daikoku was. And I say was because it's no longer what it was. No. When I first moved here, I think in 2023, I went to Daikoku one time. I was like, man,
unbelievable.
I was like, there's not a single tourist here. It's local. Yeah. It's, and this is in 2023. You go there now in the span of 2 years, man. I wish I would have gotten to Japan so much earlier, at least like 4 years earlier. It's nothing like it is now. When I first got here, I think I came and I was like, holy crap, like these cars are beautiful. Like there wasn't people walking around doing live streams and,
oh my gosh,
and taking, making videos for their YouTube or seeing like now, like you walk through Daikoku and you can hear almost 8 different languages being 100%. Spoken as you walk down the street looking at cars.
For sure. Yeah.
And the whole road, the entry is like, now you go to Daikoku on a weekend. You have parking that not even just parking. You have a line to get into Daikoku.
Yeah.
And it creates an issue because it shutdowns. It shutdowns a lot faster.
6:30, 7 o'clock. We're seeing shutdowns.
And that's crazy because it used to go till midnight. People would be there. I think the first time I went there, we were there till like 1 a.m. and the parking lot was still with people
pumping.
And it was like it was.
It was also a vibe.
Yeah, it was because it was completely different because it wasn't overfilled with tourists and everyone trying to have a camera in your face and everything. It was you go there to chill. Everyone has cars. You talk about it. There's a language barrier. Yes, whatever. You can get past it with Google Translate. You'll be just fine.
100%.
But now, like we said, back on track with what we were saying with the tour stuff. I'm not gonna, I don't shoot down any businesses because they've got whatever they got going and it's working.
Well, the other thing too is that here's another hot take. Let's just do like 12. This will be like the most. Yeah, maybe this will make us popular.
Yeah.
Maybe this is how the podcast is going to take the hot takes. Hot take number 2 is that this is actually really difficult for me to say now that I've actually thought that I'm going to commit to saying it.
Yeah,
I feel that the touring in the sense of the tours that are being done relative to Japanese culture should belong to the people that are living the Japanese culture. So I mean that in the sense that it belongs to the people that are actually directly involved in it. I don't think it should involve people that maybe had a car, maybe had a half cool car, and they're like, hey, DM me and I'll take you to Daikoku for $600. Like recently, one of my friends that came here got rinsed 600 AUD to do the standard Autobucks tour and the Daikoku tour, and it's like, and the Tokyo Tower thing. It's the most standard copy and paste thing, and it's like, dude, that's $600. Hey, man, that's crazy.
We've got a R35 GTR.
Yeah, Liberty Walk.
Liberty. Man, and I see that that's the crazy thing because now you go to Daikoku, and every single time, without fail, I think any weekend that I've gone, and I go very rarely. I go very rarely. The soft chance of me going there and seeing the same exact group of cars.
Oh, for sure.
Every single time I go there, and I go there maybe once every 2 months, man. It's because it's shot. It's the whole thing is shot. If I go, it'd be in like a random weekday.
And the weekdays are terrible. So that's why we missed out on shooting this last time because I got stuck there last time. So we went there just to like, we'll go chill out. And I was like, we just had some dinner. We'll go to chill out. We were there for a bit. And then this is when they had an Apollo on the back of a truck. They had a Gunther Works there. An SLR McLaren, some really, really special cars rocked up. This would have been like a Monday night or something, right? So they came down. Again, this is another hot take, but basically the cars that were there, they were technically allowed to be there, but they weren't really meant to be there because like some of them didn't have plates, some of them did. They pulled the Apollo off the back of the truck. They put it in the middle of the car park, cold started it, and just started limiter bashing. So the police immediately came out and the police were like, what are you doing? At one point, they had taken the Apollo and the truck and the tow truck driver's license. And so basically what happened there is they just literally barricaded the whole thing and they're like, no one move until we figure this out. So then we were stuck there for 2 hours. Like I was like, I want to leave. And I was like, it's fine. I'm in a stock Aristo. Like I can walk out of here. But they weren't. They were like, all right, well, then everybody waits.
Yeah.
And they literally, because you know how the gate for the police station's right at that last row, that was all blocked off. You could not leave. No one could leave. One way out, one way in.
Man.
And I'm like, it's Monday. It's a Monday. Couple of weeks before that, Sunday morning, which is the holy grail of all holy grails, of all car things, I refuse to even converse. Hot take number 4 or whatever we're up to.
4,
There's no place in the world, and I don't even want to hear, what about Pebble Beach? I don't want to hear about it. There is no place in the world like a Sunday morning at Daikoku, because the blend of things that you get, the vibe that you get, the variety that you get, you cannot top it. You cannot top it, because the people that go there are the people that have been going there forever. So that in its own sense, Daikoku has fallen away from that, because now what we're getting is, like you were saying, is that you've got tour guides that are like rental cars and tour guides that are the same 5 groups, which means make your paper boo-boo, like you said, I'm all G.
Yeah.
Right? If you're making your money, enjoy it, please.
Yeah.
Well done, you found a niche, let's do it. The issue is that if you're consistently showing up with the same 25 cars week in, week out, that means that's 25 less cars
that will show up.
So then you're then taking the opportunity from what makes Daikoku what it is, which is the variety. You're taking that away, because now it's the same 6 or 7 Liberty Walk kitted 35 GTRs parked the wrong way. And then the other rental group looking at these 35 GTRs in their mock-up GTR 34 GTRs or GTTs or GTs, and they're just looking at each other, and they'll
definitely know who you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
And no shade to them.
Look, they've made a model.
Not at all. They've made a killing off of what they do
100%.
because.
Well, I think they're on the likes of Klook, Booking.com. Like they're on major booking websites.
They've pushed their media presence on Google and platforms. They've put money into
lots of money
into making sure that if you look up tour anything in Japan,
they
will pop up. You look up car 100%. In Japan, that will pop up.
100%. It's very much a thing where it belongs to who it belongs to.
Yeah.
But I feel that we need to allow the space for the locals to enjoy it, because then you've also got like the tour guides. Like I said, some of these tour guides are locals, and so be it. Like if you're a tour guide and you are a local and you're living it and you're part of it and you want to earn an income, it is tough going anywhere in the world now. So anything you can do on the side to make money, for sure, go your hardest. But we need to kind of, I don't know whether or not it's sort of something that you cannot speak to these people and talk them out of doing it. That's how they make their money. Well, at what cost are you making that money?
Yeah.
At the cost of the culture that you're trying to exhibit, that's the cost.
Yeah.
You're robbing the culture of its space to exist.
Yeah, you're putting dirt
in order to make money.
You're burying it in the sand.
Yeah.
To what it actually is. You've got a golden chest, and every single time you do a tour, every single time you make a video about, oh, this is what you can do at Daikoku.
Yeah.
You're slowly using the shovel and you're throwing sand over your shoulder onto the chest every single time. And the more that you do it, the more people are like, oh, well, now we're going to do it. Now you've got a competing source.
100%.
Now you've got, oh, this tour will do it for this much. Oh, well, this tour told me that they'll do it for this much. And da-da-da-da-da. And when it comes to stuff like that, right? So you have people, oh, man. The world is gullible, man. And I blame Hollywood for the sense of this.
Yeah.
I've had people come and just even I've had people hit me up and they're like, oh, well, where do we see the Tokyo Drift at? I had somebody message me and they're like, oh, well, like, do you guys drift the Shibuya crossing?
You kidding?
I'm like, you've got to be joking.
People have messaged you that?
Yes, man. We'll go about it later off camera because we don't need to jump into that whole thing. But the messages I've gotten about how delusional people believe that Japan is because they watched Tokyo Drift one time.
Yeah, and they're like,
and it's crazy because you think you'd be like, oh, well, like is that one person that like the videos that they make comedy of course. Oh, the person that watched this for the first time and now they're turning into this whole person.
Yeah.
It's real, man.
It's real, yeah. That's the thing too. Like there is, I saw one on Klook last night. I think I saw it, and I was scrolling through, and it came up, and it said, "Experience the Tokyo Drift experience," and it's like some random dude standing with a car at Daikoku, and it's literally on Klook. Like you can book it through Klook. Like book your hotel, book your flights, book your Daikoku tour.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so where do we stand in this? It's unfair to say, hey, stop doing it. Because people are making their livelihood. It's unfair to say only Japanese people should be doing tours, which I think, hot take, is true. I do think that the people that have been doing it, like say, I would take a tour of Daikoku by a guy who's 50, 60 years old and has been seeing it for 35 years.
Yeah.
I'd love to show me. Please show me.
Yeah.
Because even, you're not actually getting more than a slither of what is Japanese car culture.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, and I mean it used to be, and I don't want to be this gatekeeping old heads talking about how it used to be, because it was, I genuinely feel that this increase in tourism, over-tourism in that, and obviously Japan's dealing with over-tourism in many sectors, but I feel like this immense over-tourism and belief that you can just come here and say that you've experienced it for what it is and you know everything there is to know through having gone to Daikoku on a Saturday night with a bunch of other tourists. It's just other tourists looking at your tourist car that you've rented. And then we were seeing the likes of it on the same Monday night we were there, and there was these two girls that were very obviously just creating content for clout. Like they were like smoking or like with an attitude, trying to make it to be like this, something that they're not. And then I've seen the likes within the last 2 or 3 times I went there. I saw someone filming what I believe was an attempt of an R&B film clip, like a rap clip. So he's walking, so his mate's in front of him with a camera and a full light a full light box, and he's and he's rapping as he's walking through and I'm like, what are you doing here, bro?
Man. No, man, I think like when it really started dying and like the tourist culture started going up, I think the craziest thing that I seen a whole group of people. Like you could tell it was one of them was an artist because they were on a car on this wide plate S15 on the car chilling, and it was like, you have those wide players, you have cool wide players, don't get me wrong, there's definitely, it's a niche group, but you have some who, in my opinion, just, oh man, they ruin it, and I hate that you have a cool car. Like, because they brought them there, started filming this rap video.
How hard is it to say?
And they're
it's hard to say from how secondhand embarrassing it is.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you filming a rap video clip to start with?
Here.
Let alone here.
Yeah.
What don't they call it in rap culture? Culture vultures? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, culture vultures. You
That's
use
what they
something
are.
that's just clouded and you go there. And it's like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm like, man, Japan is a beautiful place. There's a million places that you could have gone and taken a cool car
100%
and went up somewhere and did a video. Go to Turnpike or something like that. Go somewhere that's got cool. Like a cool vibe to it that's going to give you the same exact effect besides not being at that. Because I've seen the rap video stuff, and they're walking around with it, filming everybody's cars and all the cool cars, and as they're walking and rapping and and then I've seen there's girls doing damn near a TikTok dance, and they're like there's like a group of 4 of them,
literally doing TikTok
and they're
dances.
literally doing a TikTok dance the whole time.
You're about to do an interpretation.
I was like, they're doing this whole dance and stuff like that, and I'm like, everyone's just watching. I'm like,
what are you doing?
Like, what the hell are you doing? They got like the lighting, they got everything set up with the big camera, and they're holding the camera and everything like that. And it's like, I'm like, man, this is so embarrassing to watch.
And it's not even like pardon me, it's not even the right place or time. Like it's almost like you're not reading the room, or maybe you are reading the room, but your desire to create content outweighs your social cohesion. Like, what are you doing? Like, where is your civil sense? I remember seeing I mean, it's tough times to talk about this sort of stuff now, but I don't have enough followers to get cancelled. But I remember seeing a guy, leather chaps. Yeah, so leather chaps, nothing underneath, just these undies underneath the chaps. Heavily pierced dude wearing like tall leather boots. Latex. Let me correct. Latex. So he's latex clad, top to bottom, doing very flamboyant dances, he's like twirling around very flamboyantly, femininely, like just whirling down the main aisle of Daikoku with pink hair. And I was like, what's going on here? I don't have an issue with you doing your flamboyant dancing, but why is here the location you've chosen to do that? Why are you choosing to do TikTok dances here? why are you choosing to do rap videos here? This isn't the place.
Yeah.
It isn't the place, because I think what happens is Japanese culture is so far away from acceptable Western culture that what ends up happening is people don't understand that Japanese people just don't want to say no.
Yeah.
So then you can, can we take a photo in your car? And they're like, sure, like if you have to.
Yeah.
No, but they don't read that. They don't understand that. So then they're taking advantage of something without realizing they are.
You get a whole distorted image of what something is specifically supposed to be.
Correct.
And it's a whole downfall, and that's like the whole thing that's all that ruined Daikoku, and it's it's starting to, in a sense, put people into hiding, because it's like now you have these you try to have a meet somewhere or anything like that, and it's like you can't. And there's a lot of things that ruin it. Don't get me wrong. There's in ways I think there's parts where I've somehow played part in some of it, and we're everyone's guilty of something.
Everyone's guilty of something, but I also feel that it also depends on what the true intention from that person was.
Yeah.
If you had never really intended it for it to be something like that, or whatever it may be, then that's a different story. But I also feel that now, even for yourself, this has massively changed. Like, I feel that I would anyway. I mean, I'm here to hear your opinion. That's why we're doing this thing. But like, how do you feel that that's influenced what you're going to continue? Has it discouraged you? Has it made you change directions? What are you feeling about it now?
As far as goes, like, just like the whole
social media thing in Japan as an issue.
Man. No, man. Like, it's definitely like it's definitely pushed me to, like I said, preparing to go back to the States and stuff like that. Like, I want to have my own image and stuff like that. I feel like with it here, it's not that it's discouraging. It's just like it's hard to compete in a sense that I say it's not hard to make original content or anything like that. Or I don't even really feel like I make content. I just post videos.
Whatever you
my
like.
car.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Like, I post videos of my car. I make edits of my car. I think they're cool.
Yeah,
that's what people, I guess, consider a feel of like content. But then you've got these people, who they do these videos for these tours or whatever and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that's dragging attention. So the stuff that you actually put out that is what Japan is in the culture of drifting and stuff like that. It's Japan culture has been drifting videos at the track. It's been, streeting from here and there. Yeah, it's been that stuff. It's been that. But now people have this distorted image that if it's not a specific flavor of drifting or the track content isn't like a specific flavor, it's like not even flavor. If it's not a specific way, it doesn't gain any traction. There's no like for it because they want it to be this overclouded like thing, and that's just not realistic.
Correct.
It's very the internet has turned very unrealistic when it comes to Japan.
Yeah.
And like,
I agree.
Man, you could post really good lines at a track and all that stuff. People don't care about it anymore.
Like you said before, people would rather watch someone crash.
Yeah, it's a dying culture. Like I think like I've seen some of the coolest like videos that is like, yo, this is like, or the toge runs or stuff like that. Like, I've posted a toge run before, did nothing.
Yeah,
and I was like, yo, this video is sick.
What?
Like,
like,
it's a toge
what's wrong
run.
with it? Yeah.
You post something that's just like you see someone post something that's just, oh, they're causing they're doing it, or takeovers.
Oh god.
We'll get into this little hot
take number 7.
Takeovers are the dumbest
absolutely
thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
Ever.
And the following for it is so stupid. I will never understand it. I don't get the point. I don't get the fun.
No.
I don't know, like, there's been so many negatives that has brought onto cars in general. I wouldn't even really consider it a car community.
It's not.
Because I don't believe that if that's the fun that you take from it, and then you got people who be like, oh, well, they take the tracks away. You just encourage us to do it on the street and blah, 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 and you don't give us pits and da. I'm like,
but you weren't even doing that on the track in the first
place. You weren't. That's not drifting.
Yeah.
I was like, drifting started, first off, drifting before drifting was drifting. It was power slides.
Yeah.
It wasn't, spin in a box in a circle,
yeah.
and that's drifting. Oh, bro, that's a sideshow. It's like all that stuff. I think when I lived in the States, I think I went to one time. And when I was there, I was like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, first off, I seen somebody mack a curb. Boom, blew his wheel off. Couldn't drive the car.
It's just destructive. It's just destructive for nothing.
Yeah, you've got the people who steal cars and take them there.
Yeah.
And then they'll light the car on fire in the middle of the street, destroy the road, da. I'm like, you guys stole this car that someone put their time and effort to fucking get.
They still got to pay that loan off.
Yes. I'm you act like these people aren't regular people just like you, but you're gonna go steal their stuff, or you're gonna crash into their car, and then you've got it to where people got guns at these shows, and then they hit each other's car, and then you start shooting at each other. I'm like, you guys now just killed each other because you were both in a pit, didn't know what you were doing, never drove with this person a day in your life, hit each other, and then now you're mad. And then you got that, get back or get smacked. That is the most Americanized bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And I hate it. I hate being American for that main reason. That is the dumbest thing that you could say. Back up or get smacked. Oh, it's their fault because they didn't get out of the way. First off, 90% of the time that you see these videos of people getting smacked, the people drifting. The people driving,
recklessly driving,
spinning in circles, and you spin out, and you just get on the gas, and you're just burning tires for no reason. I'm like 90% of those, not even 90%, 100% of those people are out of the line. You're going into the sidewalk portion where people stand. Of course, they're going to get hit. What do you want them to run to the back in the middle section of the road so you can start then driving down the road and hit them again and come back? I've seen people weren't even on the actual intersection. They were off, and then the driver starts going through the crowd and starts drifting and spinning out over there, hits people, and then comes back into the pit. I'm like,
I didn't even know.
I'm like, what do you guys call it at this point?
What's the value of even being a spectator? Other than almost dying, there's no value in any of it. This is why
your 5 followers are gonna see your story, man. There's gonna be
honestly, even just the destructive nature of it. One of the influencers, I say influencer very loosely. One of the personalities in the car space that I have never understood what the value of was Whistling Diesel. I've never watched any of his content and been a better person after watching it. Every single time I watch his content, I'm like, what's happening here? How did we get to this being, and this guy's made heaps of money. Heaps of money. To the point that it doesn't even matter if he's jumping a Ferrari over a G-Wagon. The value of that at the start was maybe the value there was when he wasn't a big personality that maybe... he became a big personality, and then his stunts got bigger or his destructive manners got bigger. But I don't understand any value of that. And then you've got the likes of, like I said to you before, even off camera, Alec Pender, No Plans Co. And in my opinion, hot take number 12 or whatever we're up to.
We're on so many.
It's really. Honestly, his automotive content right now, and this is literally going to blow everybody's socks off here, but I genuinely feel Alec Pender, No Plans Co. is making the best and most immersive automotive content on the internet right now.
Dude.
Right now.
Honestly, shout out to him too.
Yeah. Shout out to Pender at No Plans Co.
I've wanted to work with him for the longest, and he's just a super busy person. So tease off, man. So if I can, before I leave here, if I can get anything done with him, man, be grateful. But
he's an animal. He's an animal. He's so good at what he does.
His videography, the whole aura behind what he does, man, it's like you feel the vibe of what each video is supposed to be. He makes it and puts you in a place where
you're there.
you're there.
You're there.
Like the video, he gets the atmosphere.
Yeah.
He gets the environment.
Correct.
He gets the car.
Correct.
And then he makes it about the car, and then everything behind it just becomes beautiful.
Correct. And he obviously knows where to shoot. And
yeah,
he knows how to shoot.
and having the right place and having the right idea of where you need to be and how you need to shoot something.
Composition. Yeah.
And like even like his little reels of stuff that he's done, I'm like, man, dude, this is the sickest shit ever.
And it's so good and it's so high quality. And again, like I was saying off camera, he is almost entirely responsible. So if you ever have any issues with my personal brand, you can blame him. But he has been the big driving force behind. Like I've been considering it a lot since I moved here. And now obviously am doing it. But even like I'd come up with names, he's like, don't do that. He goes, just use your name. He's like, just Charlie RSR. Like it doesn't need to be anything more than that. He's like, I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
And, you know, now obviously he spent all of this week doing this rally with those guys.
Yeah.
And even still, through all of that, he has been, I'm not saying that he's going to be that open with everyone, nor should anybody message him expecting him to be that way. But, you know, as soon as he kind of was like, you know, he more or less kind of pushed me to get something a little bit better for the YouTube stuff. So like I said before, the next one will be better. But, you know, in saying that, you know, pushed me to get a better camera body, pushed me to actually separate myself from the brand itself, the RSR Works brand, to create my own personal brand, because people will be interested in that personal brand. And it's very hard when you try and remain humble and whatever to take yourself away from what's actually gotten to cook, because everything I have gotten to at this point in my life, I owe to the brand. And to separate myself from that brand feels like a big divorce from what I know, right? A divorce from reality that I know. And he's like, you got to do it. Like, you know, and he's been this real driving force behind it. He's helped me so much with everything relative to, you know, advice with lenses, advice with filters, advice with everything. And you know, he's like, oh, do this, do that. Yeah, try this, try that. And everything that he tells me is like, oh, right. So basically, he sent me this message about this long, and he's like, I'll give you the YouTube playbook. If you do this, you'll be fine. And he didn't even have to go to the effort of writing that. He didn't have to go to the effort of giving me tips on photography, because eventually, you know, I can't remember exactly what that Drake lyric is, but everybody kind of copies it and everybody just looks the same at the end, right? Like you end up having the same people doing the same thing. But, you know, a lot of it was the fact that, you know, if I wasn't any good, he wouldn't be sharing that advice with me anyway. So look, I look forward to doing more of that sort of content, and he is a massive inspiration. So the reason we're on this massive tangent is because why isn't Alec Pender #1 right now? But Whistle and Diesel's making the news. Like, this is what I don't understand. It's very similar to takeover culture in what you're saying. I'm sure there's probably a takeover page that's got like 2.5 million followers.
Yeah,
like,
people love destruction.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And it's like, that is such a lazy average way of making content. And then you've got someone that, whether or not it takes Alec Pender, or No Plans Co. He probably doesn't like hearing his name so much. But, you know, whether or not it takes him 5 days, 2 days, 3 days, 1 day to create that content in itself. Dude, you're not paying for the time. You're not experiencing the time. You're experiencing his experience, in the sense that he's done it so much that he has a style. And you know, it's wild.
And
like,
it's his style. Like, it's like kind of like if you were to put 3 videos up and you were to watch and have to pick which one is his.
You know which one
you know, because it's every single time it's on the mark. It's his flow. Style. It's his flow of everything that he does. It's the way he films. It's how he films it. It's his rolling shots. Everything is it's the cleanness of the video and stuff like that. And he's putting his time and effort 100%. Into it. So it's like,
and then it's like we discussed. Some of them do incredibly well, thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, and then the most part, it was like, you know, a couple do like 4.5. Some will do 1.5. Like I've been saying over and over again, that's why we can say whatever we want. We're not going to get cancelled because we've got like 800 subscribers. It's going to get like 43 views. It doesn't really matter. Like, you don't know which one's going to hit and stick, right? And so I just try and get a variety of people on. And I am really, really hoping, and he's going to do it because he said he was, I will have him on very, very soon. We're going to shoot one together. And then,
that'll be interesting. I'll watch that for sure.
Yeah, it'll be cool to get his take on how everything is. He's super introverted. He's a very private individual. And, you know, yes, of course, there's Larry Chen's and there's, you know, there's other people out there that are making really high-end production stuff, Dino and Larry Chen and they work together a lot, actually. Heart Media from Australia and all the rest of it. But ultimately, what ends up happening is that, you know, he deserves more recognition than he's getting, because there's so much rubbish on top. You know how you're going to find a diamond in the rough, you know, like there's so much rough.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I'm anywhere near his metric at all, but it's like, you know, hopefully the cream will rise to the top, and you know, we'll see that. And maybe there'll be a shift in content creation, and maybe the stuff that does deserve that recognition gets it, because he definitely deserves it. Like, you know, Larry Chen's got, he's sponsored by Canon. He's got 3 or 4 cameras hanging off him. He's got crews. He's got people that help him. Like, do you know what I mean? He's got cars everywhere. He can do this sort of stuff. He's got some really wild cars. Like, there's no way this guy doesn't make a good buck out of what he does too. And it's like, I really do feel that people like, you know, Alec, I feel like they deserve more than what they're getting because they're buried under so much trash.
Yeah.
And I say trash. Shout out Jeff. He always makes fun of me because I say bin or rubbish. Or is this trash? Trash. Does that sound better? Bloody Yanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, there's so much poor quality stuff out there. Like, you know, and I say Whistling Diesel. No doubt that Whistling Diesel probably puts heaps of effort into his videos, don't get me wrong. But what are we watching here? Like setting a Ferrari F8 on fire? Like,
it's like it's like to make a company hate your name. It's
quite literally, like to have cease and desists from companies. And it's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, and I'm sure he makes money, and I'm sure his wife is happy.
I'm sure he can pay it off and do whatever, and do it to another brand and do it again and again and again. But
it's not bringing anything positive.
It's not, and it turns into a destructive audience because they push the same thing that you do.
Correct.
And it's kind of like stuff like that. Like it does suck that that's how the internet is, and that's why it's just we live in a destructive world to where, you know, like we said, that whole takeover culture and stuff like that, people crash there, and then you've got a million people running to the middle to be like, or like when someone gets fucking thrown in 10 feet into the air, people are just recording him. I'm like, bro, he could possibly be sitting there dying.
He's definitely dying. He's definitely dying.
He's bleeding internally. You're just like,
world star. Like,
it's like, you know, it's stuff like that. It really is diminishing for even, I feel like, some people starting out, because it's like, you know, you have that's overrun. So people feel like they have to jump onto this like clouded wave of like doing stupid shit. Yeah. And
absolutely.
You know, that has done well for people, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people post it and you really don't get anything from it.
100%.
Having that little bit of whatever.
And I think that realistically myself and yourself are probably in similar sort of stages in our YouTube development right now. Because YouTube is, again, the reason Alec came up, sorry, I'll go back to it, was that he said you just got to keep throwing stuff at the wall and one of them's going to stick.
Yeah, and then once it sticks, you can run with it.
Yeah, he's like, you just got to keep throwing it. Like, and I've done Daikoku stuff, I've done onboard stuff, D1 light cars, I've done obviously the podcast stuff, I've done sort of face the camera stuff, I've done, I think you guys call it overlanding, but four-wheel driving builds, I've done restoration builds. Man, I've got a video on my YouTube, it's me restoring a lawnmower.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes out mint, by the way. It comes out mint. Okay. But, you know, like I've tried it all. I've just thrown everything at it. And so obviously the brand in itself and the podcast will continue as they are under the RSR format. Right. And I think, you know, like I said, that's that divorce and going more into sort of the conversation about what the move has been like and whatever. That's a whole different set of content that I'll create in a separate page, which I haven't decided what it'll be. But I feel like once that starts, it'll be pretty much the same.
Yeah,
same
man.
point.
Like, you know, we've gotten to talking about like names, and he kind of told you like, you know, Charlie RSR, like you can put yourself in that, and like you have that brand to have. Man, I think sometimes like I'm like realistically, like. I know my whole platform is like James 1JZ, and that's what people know me by. They know me by James, whatever. But like besides the 1JZ, it's like if I don't ever have a 1JZ anymore, what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah,
and I'm like I can't, like, if I keep the name, then it's just like, yo, why is your name James 1JZ? And there's oh my god, man! Ever since I made the name, there's a million quadrillion 1JZ something. Luckily, like I was very lucky to be able to even obtain the name James 1JZ with that being original and not taken.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, insanely almost impossible because like I think I had like 2 other friends try to put theirs as that. Nope, taken. I was like,
even doing Charlie RSR on Instagram the other day, I wanted Charlie.RSR. And it's like, you can try Charlie.RSR 324783359. No one's
so sometimes you have to change it, like you just flip flop it.
But
man, it's even stuff like that. Like there's other people
that have moved away. Like you've already changed identities once from the sport bike thing to So what was it when you were doing the The bike stuff?
When I was doing the bike stuff, I just went like Fuse. Like it was like a
Oh,
it was
that's
like
right.
yeah, it was
that's
like
right.
a nickname that like I had gotten from somebody, and I
Correct.
was like, okay, I was like, it's just Fuse,
Mm.
and that's literally like it was to me. It was the dumbest name. Like it was the dumbest name that I could have had. But it
you
was
never
like,
expect it to be what it ends up being.
no, so it was like it's just Fuse. I go by Fuse. Like why that was my name, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think like
doesn't matter now.
Like like past time, I think I short tempered. That's like Fuse and Snap, whatever.
Right.
But man, like I'm completely different from
of
that
course
now. So but it's just like having James 1 Jay-Z, and now that I've like actually like
printed it,
branded it, I'm like, man, that's like kind of like what people know me as. They know me like from a 1J platform.
Yeah.
They know me from, that platform. So I don't think like specifically I might just keep the name. But just putting out, it may not always be 1J. I may like, there's cars that I like that are like different, not to say that I don't want to keep the car forever. No one wants to get rid of the car that they love. But realistically, when I moved here, I didn't know shit about JZXs at all. Like I'll be honest about that. Like when I moved here, I was just like the average person of like, I didn't know what the hell a JZX was. I didn't know what a Chaser was. I didn't know what a Mark II or a Cresta was. I didn't know there were 110s and 90s and JZX 80s and all this stuff. It was like I didn't know any of that until I actually took the information to learn, and I wanted to learn it because I was like, I have this car, I need to learn about it.
I don't think there's any value difference in that though.
No,
I think that if you've learned it over, please internet, stop doing this. If someone's learned something over the course of 2 months, why is that any different to somebody learning that course of 10 years? I've been into 1JZs for 10 years.
You know nothing about
them. Know nothing about them. Yeah. The data volume is the same.
Yeah.
JZX 100s come in a Cresta, a Mark II, and a Chaser for the most part in a JZX format or a Tourer V format. If we're just saying Tourer V or Roulant G, whatever you like, right? So that data exists.
Yeah.
Whether or not you learnt that in 15 minutes or you learnt that in 10 years, it does not matter.
You still retain the same information.
It's the same information. Stop. Stop.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change.
It will not change. Data. It's been branded and restricted into the world.
Yeah.
As is. As if somebody knew everything about the GTR motor.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Knew everything about Skylines. Or this person's owned a Skyline since they came out.
Yeah.
This person may actually know more than you because they just searched it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's nothing. Like it's not like hidden information. Like if you don't have one, you don't know.
Yeah.
it's like no. Like I've had people like so. For example, I had a kid the other day. It had to be like maybe anywhere from like 12 to 15.
Wow. Okay.
Anywhere from there, and he came up to me and he was like. So started talking to me in Japanese, so I kind of like had to translate whatever. Yeah. But he was like, "I really like your Cresta," and I was like,
"Yeah,
like what? Holy shit!" Because I've had people come here from the States or whatever and stuff like that, dude. And they're like, "Oh, dude, your Chaser's sick." What the? I'm like, and then because it's not. For America, it's not common knowledge.
No, of course not.
And everyone, you
were that person as well.
Yeah, internet has, and I didn't even know what a Chaser was.
So
it's like the internet has flooded the minds of people to think that there is only a Chaser. There's so many different cars. There's Cresta, which is the luxury
model
version. You've got a Mark II, which is your sporty luxury middle ground. And you have the Chaser. That's your sporty car, which in my opinion, it's really not. Everyone over-glorifies Chasers. Yes, don't get me wrong. Do they look good sometimes? Yes. And I
think it's because Chasers were the ones that the influencers got a hold of first.
Yeah. Adam LZ had his Chaser, but he also had a Cresta. When he had his Cresta, did I like specifically the build that he did with it? No. But it was an Ebisu missile. So he didn't care.
Yeah.
When he made his Chaser, it was, oh my God, he made it look so good. This car's so sick. Like, da-da-da-da-da. in no way, like for some people, they will put chasers above a Cresta and a Mark II. It's all a personal opinion.
It's personal preference.
It's all a personal opinion. But for me, I think they are the ugliest ones.
Yeah, I think.
And that's
hot take number 13.
That's a very hot take because people will be like, "You're fucking crazy, dude. There's no way the chaser is so sick."
I think it comes down to the fact that we've seen so many more chasers.
Yeah,
and I think actually now we're seeing a big abundance of Crestas. Obviously now because there's nothing left in Japan anymore, mind you. That's a big thing for people to realize. There is so few cars left in Japan in terms of what's available on the market to buy in Japan for Japanese people. It's all gone. It's in Australia, Dubai, Hong Kong, and now America. They're gone. Yeah. They're gone. There's probably more chasers in Australia than there is in Japan. They're all there. Like there's chasers everywhere, and the ones that are here are bent. So even if there is any that are here, they're bent. And you don't want them. So
and that's the ones for sale. The ones that people keep.
Beautiful.
Don't get me wrong. Japan has, in my opinion, the most purposeful, most well created builds in the world.
For sure.
And don't get me wrong, not to say that, Australia or America or, any Asia country that's different or Europe country that does, like, they don't have good builds. It's not that. It's not that they don't. It's just the meticulousness that you find in Japan builds when they actually build their car for whatever purpose.
Correct.
Whether it be, they got a crazy ass body kit on it. They go 100% in one direction.
For sure.
It's not like a split of like what
mash up.
What did you like? What were you going for? What were you going for when you built the car? Like, it was kind of supposed to be like a mix between like it can be a show car, it can be a drift build. No, brother, you got one build.
It's one.
It's either you have a drift car because it's going to get bashed, it's going to be crazy.
Well, the setup's different. Something's going to happen. The setup is different.
Your suspension's going to be different. You're going to have camber. You're not going to have camber.
Everything.
You're going to run different tires, stuff like that. So you got a drift build. You have a show car. A show car is a car who you don't do anything with it. There comes stigmas of like, if you have a show car and your build is purposeful for a show car, people are very meticulous about this because some people will be like, oh, well, I can't do this because it's a show car. In my opinion, there's different standards and it all depends what each person is looking for. But if you have a show car and you do nothing but your main purpose is to keep it in a garage or take it to a show and that's all you do with it, that better be the cleanest damn car.
It has to be perfect.
You better have no scratches, nothing on there. That better be polished to a T.
Perfect.
And it better make people hard when they see
100%.
it. Like, and then you have drift cars, or for my sense, I call it a street drift build. There's different genres. For sure.
We've gone through
drifts.
It before.
There's
on the
missiles.
podcast.
There's street builds.
There's port cars. There's togo cars. There's actual like street cars, which are more daily duties. There's track drift cars. There's style drift cars. There's like, I don't even know what to call this particular style, but like a true track style. They're like this high off the ground. Massive.
It's like the Matsuri style.
Something to that effect.
Like very like monster truck fronted, like squatted.
Correct. Yeah, bulldog.
Squatty, bulldog stance.
Bulldog stance. That's what it is.
So that's also has like every single one has a good popularity to what the build is. Like
for sure.
For my car, I'm in no way a show car. Nowhere near. I wouldn't. America, I could probably go and like. Just because people don't see the car and see a build, like if I cleaned up some of the stuff on the car, they'd be like, "Oh, well, that car wins." It's because you don't see it.
Correct.
But if I took that to a show here, oh my God, man, the builds that you see in show cars here are crazy. It's like I can see my reflection in their paint. I can see my reflection in their wheels. Everything. I'm like, dude, this car looks like it never. It got built here, washed, and never left from here. I'm like, my car just isn't that clean. I daily my car every single day. So it's gonna get miles on it. It's gonna get driven. I break my car sometimes. My bumper doesn't fit the same because I ran into a tire wall and bumped a tire wall. I fixed the bumper, repainted it, whatever. My fenders, I was figuring out fitment, and one day I hit a bump too hard, and the spacers I had on just cracked them. and just blew them to pieces.
That's why you don't run spaces, ladies and gentlemen. Come to RSL Works and we'll build your wheels properly.
But it was just figuring out, like, I had a spacer because I was trying to figure out the specs of what I needed. So
there's
it was
a time and a place for
that. And for some reason, like I said, I've learned a lot of my knowledge from even just coming out here. It's not that, it's not that I didn't want to. I also didn't have the money. If you don't have the money and you can't afford something, don't try to push yourself towards
a position
this cheap route, and then you have like all the shittiest parts that you could possibly have on a car.
For sure.
If you don't have the money to do it, you can still be into it, but take your time or save your money or find something that you can do to where you can afford what you're wanting to do. Don't just go with the cheapest option. Don't get me wrong. I was young and stupid, and I think like one of my first cars, I think I bought a BMW Z4.
Nice.
Not nice.
It depends on what it was.
Dude,
was it a 2.0 or 2.2 or something?
Yeah.
So they're not nice.
Yeah. So it was one of the crappy ones, but as a kid, I was like, this is my first car. It's manual. I was like,
manual. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, like this is cool. Like I want to do stuff. What I wanted to do, the car was incapable of doing. So it ended up becoming a Stancy, it was shit. In my opinion now, my car was horrific. And it was like wrapped, and like at the time I wrapped it. It was like when wrap started getting popular. So I worked with this company, and I got my car wrapped in psychedelic.
Nice. That's a good start. It's a great start.
What was stupid is my car was gray.
Yeah.
Anytime there was no sun, the car looked the stock color. So it was like, man, I wrapped this car for it to look like it was completely stock gray.
That's crazy.
And that's the thing. So with psychedelic is, the sun hops on it. You have this rainbow effect and all this stuff. And I didn't have the money to afford crazy 3-piece wheels and stuff like that. It's not even that I didn't have the money. I didn't save to do that.
No,
it was kind of just like
you don't understand it the same way. Like people don't understand that whole thing with the way that things are with certain wheels and builds, and people just go like, oh, why does it look that way? Well, because someone's put the effort of putting the right wheels on it, having the right fitment, having the right offset, making everything kind of work out. I think if people don't really know that, you can't expect people to know that. You can't bash on people for not knowing it. So when I see a car on reps, for example, I'm like, okay, well then that's the best they can do right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, let's reps. Let's dive into
Let's
that.
unpack. Yeah.
All right. So why I say my first car was trash was because the reps that I was on was from a shit company. There's companies that are shit rep companies, and there are companies that are viable.
100%.
If you find a company or you find, a wheel that you like or whatever, if the company is shit, do not buy it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you 100% that the cheap shit that they are putting out for just a little bit more saving time, you can get the same thing that is going to actually have a durable name to it. Like no shots to them. They've been, they're all over the place, and America especially, because that's where it started. That's where people couldn't, you're not getting all these wheels built. You don't have factories. Sure. It was JNC.
JNC. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
They're all like cast crap wheels, and don't get me wrong. Like in the time, did it look good to me? Yes, but now I've got the knowledge to understand that it sucked.
Yeah.
And then you got XXR.
Yeah.
And
they've been, but XXR have been around for a very long time.
They've been around for a very long time. People are okay with them, whatever. But then, with a company that I hope to start working with soon, which is Katana Wheels. Yeah. Man, they've went into the Flowform edition for their wheel. They've put the time into to fix whatever they see other brands not doing.
Correct. Yeah.
And they make a solid wheel.
Yeah.
If the wheel is solid and it is used for whatever specific reason, whether it be that's possibly just your budget,
yep,
or you're using them like how I use wheels, and I have them for wheels that I'm going to be drifting on and have possibly smacked the shit out of these into a curb or a rubber stop or whatever.
Yep.
I'm going to use these wheels because I don't want to sit on 3-piece wheels. As granted, as nice as it looks, there's wheels that can be reps and they look great. I think people get caught in this huge, huge stigma of, oh, if your car isn't on 3-piece, 2-piece, real wheels, what are we considering real?
So I think look, for me, I would say that wheels are a lot like tits.
Yeah,
they're real if you can touch them. Okay. So for the sense that wheels exist in the way that it has a lot to do with where are we in the scale of technology and where are we in the way that these wheels are made. Now, this is obviously going to be a hot take, whatever number we're on now.
Yeah.
But when we look at the evolution of how wheels are made, we look at things that, say something like, I'm going to just sort of pluck a number of a small 3-piece wheel from back in the days, like a Star Shark, for example, right? Okay. So small little Star Shark thing, that thing's been around forever. That particular wheel, if you're buying a genuine Star Shark, has been around for the likes of 40 years. Casting technology, metal spinning technology from then has evolved to another level. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So some of the things that may shock people is that some of the suppliers for the big brand names like Work, SSR, and XYZ are still getting their raw material and sometimes spun material from China, which is exactly the same place in which almost all of these are coming out of, all of the rep wheels. I think what we need to separate from as well immediately, and I'm never going to separate myself from there being a purpose and a reason for a wheel like you tried to explain before, which is that, yes, 3-piece wheels, your genuine 3-piece wheels, they have destructive testing and XYZ that have proved a particular standard. When we look at what the purpose of certain wheels are for, we need to really be thinking of, okay, well, how's the technology now compared to the wheel that you're comparing it to? Are you going to get better better forging technology than the likes of Rays, Advan GTs, and XYZ? No, they're the best monoblocks in the world. That's why they cost what they cost. Let's separate ourselves from what are reps. So rep is to me a replica of a wheel that exists. Therefore, whether or not the manufacturing techniques of that wheel are on par or 80% of a TE37, do you need 100% of a TE37? Nobody needs a TE37 unless you have 2,000 million tons of downforce. Stop pretending that your street car needs TE37s. I'm sorry, people. If it's a preference thing, sweet. But your car does not need a set of TE37s. It doesn't need it. They do not need it. Thin barrels, highest load rating for the lowest weight. That's what makes a TE37 good. And for what a T37 is on a track car, an Advan GT T37 RPF1 can't do better. Hear me, people. Whereas when we look at the sense of something like a rep, what is a rep? Is a rep something that looks like a T37? So then it's lazy production. You've gotten a wheel that quite literally has just replicated intellectual property and then made it at a lower quality. That is a negative thing. Bringing a negative quality wheel using intellectual property from a company that's built itself on the reputation of a T37. So copying a T37 and then making it at a lower production like style and cost and XYZ, that's a bad thing. An original wheel, in terms of an original design, made at either at a similar or better technology, OEM standard technology. What's the problem? An OEM wheel, you can drive an OEM wheel over a pothole, it's going to crack or it's not going to crack. If the same OEM standards are applied to another wheel that is original, and I mean original in the sense that it's a different design or different enough that it doesn't look like
There's a twerk that you could tell that it's not that wheel, but
correct.
It's
got cues from it in the same way that everything that Japan did in the 90s, this is hot take number 18, everything Japan did in the 90s was copying something else. You look at a JZX100 Chaser and then you look at an E39 BMW. And you're going to tell me they're not the same. So much so that people do E39 bonnets on JZX100s as a style thing. So all of these influence, you look at an Aristo, and an Aristo was very loosely based off an E-Class Mercedes-Benz, the same car in the same segment. So we're talking about the same behavior. You're making a better quality car, you would say an Aristo V300 versus an E320 Mercedes-Benz. The E320 is going to be newer, it's made better, it's a twin turbo 6, it makes more power, it performs better, it's more reliable. Is the Aristo any less of a car just because it's copied this car? No. In fact, it's a better car and it's made in a better way. So does that make any less of the Mercedes-Benz E320? Absolutely not. In its own respect, that V6 is an unbelievable V6 and XYZ. but it's just never going to be as fast as an Aristo. And an Aristo is cheaper. So does that make an Aristo a worse car, or does it make the Mercedes-Benz a worse car? No, it's horses for courses. Yeah. So you're either going to buy, so what's your option? Let's talk T37s. What's your option then? You're going to buy a Reb T37 that's cheaper, or something in the vein of a T37, or are you going to buy at a lower value or the similar value as a full set of brand new wheels somebody else's T37s that have been down the road for 10.5 years? That have been bouncing up and down potholes where the metal's already fatigued, the alloy's already fatigued.
Or something's bent and
been repaired, and nobody knows repairs better than me, man. And T37s crack like that, man, because they're not designed for that sort of use.
They're designed for track use.
Correct. People think I'm hating on T37s. I love T37s for what they're for. For what a T37 is for. That is what it is for. Yeah. It is not for an EG Civic on a low profile tyre stretched out because he wants to get 16 by 9s in his Civic. Goes down the road and absolutely potholes them. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
You would have been better off in exactly the same situation in a wheel that might not look like a T37, but is made at a higher 2025, 2024 production level, flow formed, forged, CNC. Some of these CNC wheels are still cheaper than a set of T37s. And pure 6061 billet is going to outperform a forged monoblock wheel anyway.
Yeah.
So where are we going here, people? Let's be realistic on what the expectation is. If the wheel is within your budget and isn't a direct theft of intellectual property, then that's okay. It's not. If that's what you can do, that's what you can do. You can't do any more, you can't do any less. That's fine. I think that when we're talking about Rotogrids or whatever the XXR copies of the C28s or whatever, that's just straight up blatant copies.
Yeah.
Right? That's just a copy. An Aristo is not a copy of an E320. An Aristo is and it's been inspired by the E320. So let's put that to bed. That yes, there is the difference between OEM grade wheels that aren't manufactured like T37s or RPF1s. It's going to exist. We're in a new manufacturing era. China has surpassed many manufacturing countries in the world with their quality control. When I say quality control, I mean their ability to produce quality products in CNC machining and billet and all this sort of stuff. And you think, your coil packs that are coming out with Haltech and stuff like that, you think these aren't just rebranded other brands? Like you think that these fuel rails, these CNC fuel rails that you're getting from Link or whoever, that they're not Chinese CNC? Chinese CNC doesn't mean anything. You may as well just say CNC.
Yeah.
Do you know, in the same way the Japanese cars and all the rest of it, they all peaked in the 80s and 90s. Of course, they're the best cars, the JZX100s like we've been talking about, RX-7 Supras, you name it. All of that came out at the best time of Japanese manufacturing. We're just in a new phase of that, and the country that happens to be leading production is China.
Yep.
So people need to kind of wake up to that.
And realize that that's just what because you're buying it from... This is the crazy thing, right? So we just ordered, we're wrapping the Miata and stuff like that, whatever. Got with the distributor of the wrap. So everyone orders wrap from somewhere, right?
Yeah, of course.
Not every wrap is going to be the same, but not everybody makes the same wrap. Everything has different purposes for whatever the branding is going to be, whatever type of wrap it is, whatever. Guess where the wrap distributor is?
No, China. Yeah.
And guess what? People go into this whole ordeal of, if you don't have this 3M wrap or this da-da-da-da-da. You're getting the same quality ordering off of fucking Alibaba as you would ordering from this shop that you think is gets this grade A. No, they make it themselves. No, they don't. No, they don't. And it's the same thing with parts. Or, for example, companies have a name. And they make, I'll use seats for this example because this is where my head leads to.
Yeah.
You've got a company that makes these, cool design seats. And don't get me wrong, they look cool. But then what you're not realizing is, it's because I did this and I finally figured it out and really pieced everything with Alibaba and the companies together. I found the whole catalog of this brand. We'll talk about it off camera, but I found the whole catalog of this brand seats on Alibaba, and they were all customizable.
All the same thing, man. There's really reputable, and again, probably a conversation of off camera, which we're getting pretty close to getting off camera, to be honest. But the thing is, like, real reputable, high name brands with suspension arms and control arms, that everybody runs these particular control arms and suspension arms. You know, these brands themselves are very easy to find the source supplier for. There's a guy on Instagram, Roy Blinge or something like that. I don't know what his actual thing is. And he just debunks all of this, like all about Alibaba stuff. Like, he's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people go, oh, QC this, QC that. And what about your American brands? How many times have you seen, show me your QC results? You see a brand that you like and you buy it.
Yep.
You see something, you buy it. That's it. So I think that, you know, like, ultimately, you know, people need to get it out of their heads that, you know, ultimately, if a product serves a purpose and within your budget that isn't outside of the realms of reliability, that we need to start accepting that this is the case. Yeah. So what a beautiful chime.
I know.
Look, and I think on that beautiful chime, imagine that's our outro. But I think, look, I mean, there's a lot of things that we've spoken about and a lot of things that we can continue to speak about. I think a lot of that sort of stuff is you know, controversial and things like that. Not that we haven't said some controversial things in this podcast anyway, but we haven't really held back on that front. But I think that on the main part, I think we've kind of covered off on most of what we've been meaning to talk about, which is obviously, you know, your brand and everything. And I'll make sure that I have all your handles and things like that in the description,
for sure,
so people can follow along. Because I'm sure that a lot of people that are going to be watching this probably have come from your channel or from your avenues anyway.
Possibly, yeah.
So look, no, thanks for coming on. Like, obviously we've failed miserably. Well, I should say I failed miserably getting this organised. I couldn't organise a swim at the beach. But no, we eventually got it done. We're getting on the tail end of it now, but I really appreciate for you coming out. The next stuff that we're going to be doing in the future is obviously going to be higher quality. You're still here for a while, so I'd love to do another one.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll organise another one in the coming weeks when I organise my whole new setup, which is going to be great.
Yeah, we'll work with some videos, get some stuff done with him.
Yeah.
If you guys are coming from my channel, I do appreciate you guys. Please, by all means, give Charlie you guys' love and support unhandedly. This is the best person that I know for everything wheels, questions, all that stuff. And RSR works originally in Australia, in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, Melbourne, yep.
So if you guys know people there, please push them to him. If you're there, please check them out.
If you ever need any wheel stuff in Australia, hit us up.
Yeah. And then now soon to be here in Japan. So,
yeah. It's going to be huge. I'm looking forward to it. You know, that's all a very long process, as we spoke off camera.
Yeah,
everything in Japan takes forever. So, look, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate it's long-term friends now, actually.
Yeah,
so, whatever the journey for either of us goes, I'm sure that we'll always be in touch. We'll tee up another one of these. Yeah. We'll do another episode to speak about more controversial Chinese manufacturing and takeovers.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on. Anybody that doesn't follow, I will be putting all of his social media credentials in the description. So please follow his journey. It's been an interesting journey, nevertheless. So thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate having you on, man. We'll see you in the next coming episode, man. Thank you very much for coming on. We'll have another one coming out as soon as we can.